Hi, welcome to day 25 of our 30-day yoga journey inwards. Today is all about exploring. So we're going to explore the poses, get to know how they make us feel, play in them a little bit, and see what feels good for us. So we are going to begin today seated on our knees. If this doesn't feel good for you and you want to explore this a little bit more, you might take your block and sit on your block. But just working out what feels good for you here. So have a little bit of a play. Lengthen up tall through the spine. And just breathe here. We're going to turn our palms faced up and just gently close down the eyes. And just allowing yourself a little space and time to connect inwards with your body, with your breath. And know that today there is no right or wrong. It's just simply exploring and getting to know where your body is at. Now taking those palms and turning them down onto the knees, and we're just going to begin to massage our legs a little bit. Moving those hands up and down the legs. And then allowing those hands to walk off the knees in front of you so you can lift up off the heels and tuck the toes under. Now you might take your hands and just help you to allow each toe to be tucked under. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees. Now this we're coming into is called fire toes, and it is quite a strong pose. So if you want to stay here, if this feels like enough for you, then stay here. If you want your block for a little bit of support underneath the hands, you can bring that under here too. Otherwise you might continue the journey back, coming to sit on the heels with those toes tucked under. And we're just going to simply breathe here. Start to feel what is happening within the body. Explore those feelings. Now the longer we hold here, the more sensations that may arise. Just explore those sensations. Know that they're okay. And at any point in time, if you need to come out of it, to just come forward a little bit. Come, bring your hands to the block, bring your hands to the floor, whatever you need. Activating through those toes, through the feet. And just taking 5 more rounds of breath here. And we're not rushing that breath, we're just allowing it to flow in and out of the body. And then, when you've completed those rounds of breath, beginning to walk forward, bringing the hands down onto the mat, untucking the toes, and just quite simply patting the feet out. When you've completed that, then walking back a little bit so that your hips are under your knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders, in a tabletop position. And we're going to simply come through some cat-cows. So drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the hips. And exhale around through the spine. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And exhale, create that rainbow with the spine. Then coming back to a neutral spine, Sending the left leg out long, right arm out towards the front of the mat, and lifting both the hand and the foot off the mat. Now as you exhale, we're going to bend the knee, bend the elbow, and bringing them in towards one another. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bringing the knee and the elbow to meet. Move with your breath here. Explore. Do you want to move a little faster, or do you want to move a little slower? Then taking it long, breathing here, and then sweeping that right hand back towards the left foot, bending the left leg, taking the foot with the hand, and lifting up and opening. Releasing the foot, releasing the hand, and then bringing the hand and the knee to the mat. Taking the right leg out long, left hand out, and lifting up. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, reach it long. Move with your breath. Explore this shape. What feels good for you? A little faster, a little slower. Then take it long, sweeping that right hand back, left hand back, sorry, reaching the foot, opening up. Then releasing the foot and the hand and bringing them back to the mat. Now we're going to simply take some hip circles, so circling the hips around. Have a little play here. So come back to that shape of cat-cow. So as you drop the hips down, you might open through the chest. And exhale round through the spine as you lift the hips up. Have a little play. Take this cat-cow off the railroad tracks. Move the hips. Get into it. Get funky with it. Explore what feels good for you. Is there a place that you want to hold and play? Maybe move the hips and the shoulders. Get into it. Maybe you want to lift up onto your fingertips so you can explore a little bit more. Allow those shoulders to become part of those movements as you circle the hips. And then coming back to your tabletop, walking the hands forward, handprint, tucking the toes, and lifting back to your down dog. Now, as always, allow downward dog to be a place to explore. Find what feels good. You might bend one knee and then the other. And then when you're ready, finding some stillness in your down dog. And from here, bend the knees, look between the hands, and step forward. Find your half lift long through the spine. Exhale, fold forward over the legs, ground down into the feet, reaching those arms up overhead, and exhale, hands to heart center. As we inhale, we're going to ground down into that left foot, lifting the right foot off the mat. Exhale, bringing the hands to the heart, and stepping that right foot back for your high lunge. Reach those arms up overhead. Now explore here. Find what feels good for you. Where do you want to move? Do you want to open the arms a little further out so you can really open through the chest? Do you want to have them raised above your head? Explore. Do you want to lift up a little higher through the legs, or do you want to lower down a little? Find what feels good for you. Don't be afraid to move and create a shape that suits you. Lower that back foot. Open up to Warrior Two. Now turn that front palm face up and reverse your warrior. Lifting up on an inhale, coming back through that Warrior Two. Then straightening through the front leg, sending the front foot parallel to the short side of the mat, bringing the hands down behind your back, clasping at the fingers, opening up, and exhale, fold over the legs. Now explore this shape a little bit. Maybe you move your hands from side to side. Maybe you move them up and down, overhead. Find what feels good for you here. Explore. Don't be afraid to move. And then releasing the hands to the mat. You might walk those hands back in line with the feet. Then inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen through the spine before taking the hands to the hips and lengthening up. Turn that front foot back out towards the front of the mat, coming back up onto those toes of the back foot, grounding down into the front foot and stepping forward. Beautiful. Now ground down into that right foot. Reach those arms up overhead as you lift the left leg and exhale, step it back. Come into that high lunge. Now find what feels good for you. Explore, open up. Where do you want to be here? Then lower that back heel, open up for warrior two. Adjust your position. What feels best for you? Turn that front palm face up and reverse your warrior. Now lifting up through center, straightening through that front leg, turning that front foot parallel to the short side of the mat. Now this time we're going to take our hands to our hips, inhale, open up through the chest, and exhale, fold forward. Hands can come down the legs to the ankles, or you might clasp the big toes with the thumb and the first finger. Breathe in here. And again, if you want to move a little bit, move from side to side. Explore this position. Now unclasping the fingers, bringing the hands down to the center of your mat. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Hands come to the hips so you can lift up fully. Turn that front foot back towards the front of the mat, coming back up onto the toes of that back foot. High lunge, grounding in into that front foot to step you forward. Beautiful, breathe in here. Now this time we're going to bend through the knees, bringing those fingers down towards the mat, sweep along the mat, lift the chest up for a chair pose. Breathe here, and then exhale, fold over the legs. Find your half lift, lengthen through the spine, then plant the hands and step that right foot back. Inhale, lift up for that high lunge. Exhale, open to your warrior two. Turn that front palm up, reverse your warrior. Then coming back up through your warrior two, and circle the hands down to the mat, coming into a low lunge. Now explore here. See if it feels okay with that knee lifted. You might move a little forward and back. You might also play with bringing that back knee down to the mat. Now open up through the chest a little more. Can you lift up, open up, explore, play? Now, as if you were taking that action of bringing those hips in line, that left knee pulling back, or the left thigh pulling back, the right thigh pulling forward. Reach those arms up overhead. Really active through the legs here. Now again, your hands may be up overhead. You may have them a little more open. Find what feels good for you. Breathe here. Now circle those hands back to the mat, taking that right hand on the mat, tucking those right toes again, lifting up and opening up to the left side of the mat. Exhale, take that left hand and sweep it under the right, back towards that right leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep the left hand under. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale, open and hold. Bringing that left hand down to the mat and stepping that left foot back. Come through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Find your half lift, long through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bending into the knees, sweeping the hands on the mat, lifting up for your chair. Hands come down to the mat, stepping that left foot back this time. Lifting up into your high lunge. Exhale, open into your warrior two. Turn that front palm face up, reverse your warrior. Circle those hands back down to the mat, coming through your low lunge. Find what feels good. Move a little. Then lower that back knee. And again, bringing those hips in line as if you're pulling that right hip back, the left hip forward. Lift up, active through the legs. Breathing here. Hands come back to the mat, grounding down into the left hand. Left toes tuck under, lift up, open up through the right arm. Exhale, sweep that right arm underneath the left, pointing the fingers back towards the left foot. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, open and hold. Before bringing that hand to the mat, stepping back. Come through your vinyasa, so your chaturanga, into your cobra or upward dog. Exhale back to down dog. Now walking those feet as wide as the mat. Bringing the heels down towards the mat and sinking back, coming into your malasana here. So, knees are coming out over the toes. Grounding down through the feet. If your heels are slightly lifted, you might roll your mat and just place them under a little bit under your heels for a little bit of support. Lengthen up through the spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Now let's explore this malasana a little bit. We're going to take our right hand down to the mat. Elbow is coming into that right knee and open up through the left side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Open up to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, open to the left. Come back through center and open to the right. Good. One more time each way, and this time we're going to hold on each side. So open up to the left here, holding here. And then coming back through center before opening up to the opposite side. Breathing in, breathing out. Can you let go a little bit more? Explore, where can you let go? Back through center. And then coming back through your downward dog. Walking those feet in a little bit. And then taking the left knee and bringing it in between the hands and sinking down. So our left knee is pointing towards the middle of the short side of the mat. And then we're going to take our right knee, swing it round, and bring the right knee on top of the left. I'm just going to turn so you can see. So our knees are in line. It's okay if your knee is quite lifted, that's fine. You might take a block or a blanket underneath you for a little support. Whatever feels good. Bringing our knees in line. If this feels like a little much, you can just simply cross your legs. Grounding down our hips into the mat. Lengthening up through the spine here. Breathing in and breathing out. Your hands can place on the soles of your feet as we do, as we hold. And if you'd like a little bit more here today, then you might take your hands in front of you and begin to fold over the legs, bringing the elbows down to the mat. And walking the hands back, coming back up to sit. And now we're going to take a little bit of a fun transition. So we're going to bring our feet towards the mat, lifting our knees up. And we're going to take our hands to the left side of the body. Lift up through the hips, circle those hands around, and we're going to simply come down on the opposite side. So your right knee should be on the bottom this time, your left knee on top. Adjust so that you are comfortable through those hips and the sit bones. Lengthen up through the spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Now don't worry if you didn't get that transition, it's totally fine. Just adjust so that your right knee is under the left. It is a little tricky one to get first go, so don't worry if you didn't get it. Coming back up to sit, and we're going to extend our legs out long in front of us. Lengthen up through the spine. Inhale, reach those arms overhead, and exhale, fold forward. Breathe in here, allowing the breath to just flow. And then explore a little bit. Can you move a little side to side? How does that feel here? Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, release. Good. Bringing the feet to the mat. Arms come out in front of you, and exhale, lower down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing the knees in towards the chest, and we're going to send the feet up towards the ceiling, taking the pinky toe side of the feet with the hands for happy baby. Now play here, explore. You might move a little side to side. Find what feels good for you. You might stretch one leg out and then the other leg out. You might extend both legs out. Find what feels good for you. And then when you're ready, find some stillness in this posture. Releasing the hands and bringing the knees back into the chest and taking any final movements you feel you need here today. Might be as simple as circling the legs one way and then the other. You might take a twist, whatever feels good for you. Before lowering the feet to the mat, extending the legs long, allowing the feet to drop open and bringing the arms down beside you, palms faced up. And just letting go and releasing here. Beginning to lengthen the inhales and the exhales, making some movements through the fingers and the toes. Reaching the arms up overhead, taking a full body stretch before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. Just pausing here for a moment to find space for gratitude. And then when you're ready, coming up to sit. Taking the arms down beside you, reaching them up overhead on an inhale and exhaling hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you were able to explore your body, explore the poses, and get to know yourself on a little bit more of a deeper level. You have made it through day 25, explore. Well done you. 5 more days to go on this journey. I hope you have been getting to know yourself a little bit more, that you have discovered some things, and that it's been an eye-opening journey for you. Bringing the hands to the forehead. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you enjoyed this class, you know what to do. Hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see when notifications drop, when the videos drop, hit the notification bell. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.